quiet. If you reward as soon as they're quiet, they're going to bark just to get that treat. Does that make sense? Okay, good. All right, so I have any updates on their vaccines since they've been here last? I know it wasn't all that long ago. Okay. I have some new books for you. You're welcome. Okay, so I'm going to give you a new folder. The folder has your new advanced guidebook in it. I have also printed out each and every command that we're going to go through and place them. They should be in order with what we're doing. We may not necessarily... Enough. Yes. Good boy. We may not get to everything that we're supposed to each week. It's all going to depend on how quickly they pick up on the stuff that we're working on. So don't necessarily go week by week because it's all going to take. Okay?
Did you say bring dog rugs to class?
Yes. Bring your dog brush to class with you next week. Buddy, enough. Yes. Good boy. Drop it. Bring the dog brush with you next week because we're going to go through something that's called appearance and grooming.
Okay.
And that's making sure that they are accepting of somebody coming up to do an exam, touch their ears, touch their mouths, things like that, that they're used to that professional touch. Okay? Alright. We're going to use the focus wall. Because we need focus now.
Okay.
Alright. And I moved it away so he couldn't knock it over. Okay. So, in the intermediate class, we work on teaching them to settle. And that means laying down in a relaxed state. So let's see if we can get them to do that now.
Put it. Come here. Sit. Settle. Yes.
And stay.
Stay.
Don't let them up without permission.
Stay. Settle.
Go down first and then settle.
Settle. Settle.
Good.
Stay. Stay.
You can reward. Just make sure he stays. Nice. Nice job, Harvey. Good.
Stay.
Face your dog.
Stay.
Good.
Sit.
Nice job.
Down. Settle.
Good.
Stay.
Release.
Okay.
Good job.
Good job. Yes.
All right. Now what we're going to work on in this class is we're going to teach them how to settle from an excited state. So this is going to help them to relax. When you say settle, no matter how excited they get and how rowdy they are. Excuse me. All right. So in order to get them to settle from an excited state, we need to get them excited. Now we don't want to take them to, do you want to come in?
Yeah, sure.
It's only the two of you, so you're fine to come in. You're welcome.
Leave it.
Okay. We don't want to get them excited to the point that enough. Yes. Okay. And he's starting to catch on, but he's very excitable.
Yeah, he is.
So it's a difficult one. Okay, so we obviously don't want you to get so excited that you can't put them back down. So what I want you to do is play with your dog enough to get them excited. Hi, buddy. Oh, you're a good boy. Oh, you're such a good boy. Yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are. You're a good boy. Sit. Down. 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 Settle. Good boy. Stay. Remember to always release the stay from heel side. Okay. Yes. So this comes in really handy when you have somebody that comes into the house, they're overexcited or they're getting excited. Even before those people come in, you can put your dog in a down in a settle before they walk in the door with a stay so that they aren't jumping on the people. They're already in a relaxed state. Okay? So this is an easy way to practice. If you're just playing with your dog in the middle of the room, go into a settle automatically. Once they're excited, they don't cross the threshold. Just happy. Down. Down. Settle. Nice. Good boy. Stay. And then you can go and open the door. Settle. Stay. Stay. Oh, you're stinker. Down. Settle. Stay. Answer the door. Let your family. Down. Settle. Settle. Yes. Stay. And that's something you can work on.
Yeah.
Okay?
I have some trouble sometimes. He gets into fence mode with like people that we don't, he just kind of go off. Like we don't trust them.
Coming into your house?
Yeah, I've had a couple instances where like he just let him come up with like, buddy, and then he just went kind of into fence mode.
Is it somebody that he knows?
Somebody he don't know. Yeah.
Okay. So, especially with people that your dog does not know. When he goes into defense mode, there's somebody coming into your house, he's protecting you. He's protecting your daughter. He's protecting his territory, the house. Somebody new comes into the house, make sure that they know not to approach their dog, especially with their hands like this, because they're going to react. Okay? So you saw how I just reached for him and he approached. Okay? He doesn't like that. People should never approach a dog with their hands this way. Anytime somebody comes into the house that you want your dog to get used to, have them on a leash first so that you can control them. Then that person needs to stand and let the dog approach them without paying any attention to him. They'll look at him, they'll talk to him. No attention at all. If he wants to come up and say hello, that's fine. If he doesn't, she stays away. Never take a hand into the dog's space. Yep.
He don't even like me to put his hand. I can put his belly and
okay.
his chin, but the head pay.
Then you need to make sure people know that. Don't reach for the dog if he wants to say hi to you, but don't put him over the head. Okay? All right, good. So you're going to practice this at any opportunity you can so that you can get them into a nice calm state anytime you want. Okay? Any questions? No?
She just gets a little, she's really high motor also.
Yeah.
Her and Ava, especially
Okay.
people they know.
Yeah.
They're out of control to the point where, like my brother came in the house, and so I knew he was coming and he came right in, but when we do that with our friends too, we know they're coming, they just come right in.
Yeah.
We need to stop that, because the moment the door opens, the dogs go, I've already lost control, because they hear the door. Or my brother knows we have a keypad on our front door, so as soon as the dogs hear
Oh, they
beep,
hear that
beep,
Yep.
they
know.
it's a wrap. They're already at the
Yeah.
door, and I've lost control. So
Okay.
I need to. And sometimes the doorbell rings, and that's different if you have delivery or something. But,
Right. If you
Yeah.
know your friends are coming over, if you watch for them, or even have them text you, I'm in the driveway.
Right.
One of you can get them in control, the other one can open the door before the doorbell rings or the knocking so they don't hear the beeping.
Yeah.
They can walk in and be very low key. They're going to get excited just because they're excited to see them. But if you can keep them relaxed from the start,
Yeah.
they won't get past that threshold of excitement.
They're just jumping and they're wiggling and they're happy, but they're jumping all over your legs and
Yeah.
it's like, calm down.
So having them on the leash when people come into the house, every time they react and start jumping, whether it's excitement or defense mode,
Yeah.
on a leash, let's go, walk them away.
Yes, I try to do, or, bring them to another room.
Yep, and then walk them back. If it continues, let's go.
But
Every time.
we're wanting them to settle, you're saying, from the excitement.
Once we can, I think that what you need to do is teach them not to jump first of all because they're getting excited. It's hard to get them to, it's easy to get them to settle in here, but when there's people coming through the house that they like and they're excited to see, you need to teach them not to jump on them first and then to settle. So every time somebody comes over, they're on the leash, they start jumping or not behaving, let's go. Walk them out, pause for a second out of sight, and then come back. They start jumping again,
I've tried that a few times. They weren't on the leash, but we had a couple people come in, and the dogs were trying to get, they're just excited trying to greet them.
Right.
So I had called them both into another room, into their beds, if they
Oh,
would
good.
go to bed, and they were doing that.
Oh, that's
And I was
good.
able to get them to settle down, and then our friends were able to sit down, and then the dogs would come out. It was,
Okay, well, that's another good way of doing it.
yeah,
But if you can prevent them from getting to the people with their feet
yeah,
to begin with,
yeah,
it's going to teach them, you can't say hi until you behave.
yeah.
Nope, you can't say that. And it doesn't matter if it takes 20 times to do it.
Yeah.
If it takes 20 times for them to walk back out and not jump,
Mhm.
now they're learning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just have to be consistent,
get there.
okay?
Yeah.
Good. Good job. I think that enough is going to be okay. It's going to be very beneficial.
I like it, yeah,
Good.
that's great.
Okay. So the whole purpose of the advanced class is to help them with having more impulse control, helping them to understand the focus and being able to stay focused longer and better. We're trying to get them to the point where if you want to, you can get them CGC certified. CGC stands for Canine Good Citizens. That means that your dog is controllable, your dog is non-reactive, they can show interest in things and people and other dogs, but they're not intrusive. We're also teaching them to be calm around other people and other dogs when it's necessary. CGC is all about keeping your dog in a state where you have ultimate control over your dog in a positive way. Okay? I am a CGC evaluator, so if that's something that you decide to do later, we can definitely do that. Okay? So we're going to do the appearance and grooming next week. Okay, so just like intermediates, there's going to be a lot of curriculum to cover each week. All right? Getting their focus early is going to help. Is going to help get them to where they need to be, because we're going to need to work through everything just like we did in the intermediates in a quicker pace. All right, so we introduced back in the puppy beginner classes the introduction of strangers who come in to pet your dog. Now we're going to teach them that they may not always be the focus of attention. Sometimes that's hard for animals to understand. We're going to teach them that we can greet people on the streets or out and about, and they may not get any attention. And they need to remain calm and relaxed while you interact with that person. Okay? So we're going to start, I'm going to be that stranger. We're going to meet on the street. We're going to say hello. We're going to do fake handshakes because of COVID. We're gonna have just a brief conversation. I want you to take your dogs into a heeled sit and stay. And then we're gonna do walking, and it's just gonna be hi, how are you, nice to see you, blah, 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 and move on. When you move on, I want our paths to cross. So as we move on, we're saying hello. When we're done, it's okay. Walk past each other. The dog can show interest in me, but not be intrusive, not jump, not, bury their face in my leg or whatever the case may be, okay? So now we're teaching them that they're not the center of attention all the time. Okay? All right. So we're going to have you start over there. Well, I'll come over here because of the distraction. You go down over on that end. And start walking towards me. When you see me, ask him to sit in a heeled position. Call him place.
Place. Sit.
Good.
Stay.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. Nice to see you. How are you doing?
Great.
Fantastic. Good to see you.
Good to sleep. Up. Sit.
Get him back in place.
Place. His name might have this. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Place. Give me a little sleep break. Every minute. Place. Come on. Place. Sit. Stay.
Hi, how are you?
Great.
Good to see you again. Glad you're back. So we're teaching them patience.
Yes.
So when you tell him place, he tends to sit down and you tend to move to where he is.
That's the way it's been, yeah.
Okay. We need to get him to come to your side, regardless of where
Yeah,
he wants
we've
to.
always used a wall or something kind of corner.
Okay. Let me take the leash.
Sure.
And is he, he's on your left side, right? Correct?
Usually my
Your
right.
right side. Okay. Buddy. Place. Sit. Good boy. Stay. Come up and say hi. Good.
How are you?
Good. Place. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Stay. Nice to see you.
Nice to
How's
see
it
you.
going?
Great.
Good. So we need to make it a shorter conversation.
Okay.
Sit. Place. Nope. Place. Yes. Buddy. Place. Come on. Place. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Just walk past each other.
Okay.
Yes. Good boy. Good boy.
Sit. Yeah,
So we're
good.
going to work on getting him to, don't let him choose the place that he
Yes.
wants to sit down.
Gotcha.
You need to make sure that he's at your heel position. Okay? That's going to be key to keep you in control. All right? If he's getting frustrated because you just keep trying it, like I did the hand tire, do something that he's good at so that he can get rewarded and then try it again. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, are we ready? All right. So you're going to put her into her place. Okay. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
So
Oh,
they-
I already lost her. See, she didn't stay.
Thank you. So they need to stay seated. Like I said, it's okay for them to show a mild interest in me. They can look at me, they can lean towards me, but they shouldn't get up and be intrusive.
Buddy. Sit. Enough. Sit.
She smells something over here.
Wait.
Sit. 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 Good.
Okay.
Stay. Hi.
Hi, good to see you. How are you? You see, she's
Uh-uh. So be consistent and corrective. I'm going to get another one.
Enough. Buddy. Enough.
So
already.
Yes.
Let her know you've got it. There you go. Now, side.
Side.
Good. Stay.
Stay.
Good.
Hi, nice to meet you. Sit.
Enough.
So this is going to be a work in progress.
That is.
I think 'cause every time we release them, we move our hands.
Yeah.
Now they're seeing the hand move and release.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes,
I think so.
yes.
I don't know how to
Okay.
get her to stay.
Yes.
So, so let's do without the handshake part of it.
Okay.
If that's making her get up.
Nothing.
Without it and work up to that later.
Good.
Okay.
Enough.
And stay.
Stay.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Good, good to see you.
You too.
Walk fast.
All right, later.
Good. Okay, so we're gonna work on
Yes.
that. We're gonna work on getting them,
Yes, the hands that get hurt.
yes. We're going to work on getting them to understand
Buddy.
that sit means sit until you're released.
Buddy.
If you have to work on that sit, wait, release, reward, and re-strengthen that command so that they know not to get up without permission, then you can reinforce it that way. Okay? And that'll probably help. Place. Place.
Be more firm.
Place. Good boy. Yes.
Dog will eat you.
She's sitting.
Not today. Well, here, but not that.
That's like your job, ain't it? Some
It
days.
can be, yes.
Yeah, 'cause you're gone.
Oh, yeah.
You're sitting.
I was attacked when I was
Yes.
younger. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Good. So this is going to be something you're going to work to a non-reactive dog when you're working out and about.
Buddy. Enough.
Okay? And it can also help when you've got company coming into the house. If you have them on the leash already, you can get them in place in a heel position and teach them to stay while you let people in the house. That can also help keep them in control. Okay?
Enough. Enough.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So, sit politely for petting. This is very much like the sit to be pet that we started in the beginner class. I'm going to ask if I can put you up. You're going to do the usual with me. But now I'm going to do a little exam. As if I'm a professional. But, enough. Yeah. So I'm going to be that professional. I'm going to approach. I'm going to do a little exam. And I made a mistake. I'm not here to pet your dog. I'm going to come up. I want you to get your dog to sit down. I'm going to do a very quick exam and see if they'll let me touch their ear. Run my hand down their back.
Place it first.
Yes, you can. Run my hands down their back and don't have their legs to their feet. Some dogs don't like their feet touched, so I'm going to do this very delicately. Okay? I'm going to start over here with Harper. I'm going to see if you can keep his focus on you by doing some commands and getting him focused without barking so much. And that's going to help redirect him. Okay.
You sit.
Hi. Hello. So why don't you go ahead and get him
Wait.
down. And I'm going to do a little exam. I'm going to touch your ears. I'm going to run my hand down your back. Shake your head. I just put them in my pocket. And then I'm going to run my hands down each leg, each front leg, and touch the feet. And get her used to that type of
Place.
stay.
Place.
As
Sit.
long as she's calm,
Place.
it's okay.
Buddy. Buddy.
Oh. Good job.
Place. Sit.
Good
Nope.
job, Harper.
Place. Place. Sit.
Doing that.
Harper.
Good girl.
Wait. Wait.
Sit. Sit. Harper, sit.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Good.
sit there, that's fine,
Okay.
it doesn't
All
have
he
to
does
be
do
in
is
place.
sit.
And you can tell him to stay.
Stay.
Hi, buddy. Can I look near to you? Oh, good boy. Good boy. Oh, I'm gonna bring my hand down here. Yes, does that feel good? Wow. Wow. I can get that down.
Sit. Buddy.
Put it down.
Sit. Stay.
Good boy. Good boy.
Buddy.
He's not real crazy about sleeping, but is he?
No, it's like a head. Sit. Stay.
Good boy. So walking.
She's trying to land.
Good boy. Good job. Good job. I'm not gonna push it. That's something that we'll work on. Alright? Yes. But if it sits, you can use it. You can.
Okay.
Yes. So does he always have issues with his feet and legs being touched?
Well, I don't know if we're going to do that much.
I would try and desensitize him to that as much as possible.
Okay.
Anytime that he's, especially when he's relaxed. Give him lots of love, give him some cutting and some rubbing, and same with Harper. If she doesn't like her feet being touched, when they're more relaxed, you can work on slowly and gradually working your way down the legs to the feet.
Now she's letting us do it now.
briefly. Oh. But she's also chewing on his hand while you're doing it.
Do it over.
So that's not quite as fast. So just work your way slowly in very brief touches, and then work your way up from there to longer cuts and a little bit more touching as them before. Buddy, it's not playtime. No, sir. Okay. So that's just sensitizing them to that is going to help with exams, with groomers, with anybody that's going to need to handle them so that you know those people are going to be safe when they do it. Okay? Buddy. Sit. Boy. Okay. Good. Is it watch me or look or what? What? Focus. Focus. But I want him to do it without my hand here. Buddy, sit. Focus. Focus. Yes. Good boy. Good. Okay. Okay. We're going to do something that's called nudge. Nudge is a way that we get the dogs to touch an object with their nose. This comes in handy when, for example, if you want to teach your dog to push a door closed. It also works if you want to teach them to turn a light switch on or off. Things like that. This is the type of things that you can do for therapy work if you decide to take your dog into therapy work later. This is something that they would need to do, is to be able to touch things on command with their nose. Okay? So we're going to start, I found your spot. We're going to start by, I'm going to give you a little piece of paper. What I want you to do is hold the paper out with as little amount of fingers visible to your dog. So you're going to hold the edge of it. And all you're going to do is hold it here. When they come up and they touch their nose to it to see what it is you're holding up to them, even if they look at it and don't touch it, we're going to start rewarding and building what we want them to do. Yes. He touches it, I'm going to reward. Yes. And I'm not using any words yet. Yes. So he's actually reaching for my fingers. All right? You don't want them reaching for the fingers to touch the hand because they're used to that hand target. You want them to touch the object. So as little finger as you can get in there. And I'll show you what to do if they keep trying to get up to that finger. He doesn't got a shoot in my hand. So what we're going to do is take this paper and we're going to tape it to the back of the fist where there's no figure showing. Buddy? Yes. Good boy. Buddy? Yes. Any interest that he shows in it, make sure we're switching hands out. Buddy?
Buddy, leave it.
Yes. Okay. Drop it. Oh, I thought he did.
Wait, smell it.
Yes. Good boy. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm slobbery. Okay, go ahead and practice that.
Buddy,
This
no.
is called nudge. Once they understand that we want them to touch the paper, we're going to add the word to it.
Buddy. Buddy. Look,
That was a finger.
buddy.
Ah.
Buddy. Buddy. Nope.
Yes.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Uh-uh. Buddy.
Yep, right at the hand. Yeah.
Look. Buddy.
See that you tried to get around it?
Uh-uh.
That's natural, so they all
Touch.
done it?
Touch. Yes.
So if they start by pressing their nose, taking their nose here, and then trying to work their way up to the hand, before they can start moving their way up,
And that
take it away and mark it.
Yep.
So that they understand over time, this is what you're supposed to be touching.
Buddy.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Buddy. Buddy. Nudge. Good.
Nothing there, see? Uh-uh.
Uh-huh.
Uh-uh.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, she's trying to use her brain. She's trying to figure it out. In this class,
Uh-uh.
we're allowing them to troubleshoot more.